All right, we are right in the middle of a huge, and I mean permanent, shift in the entire AI economy. It's this fundamental flip away from the crazy high cost of building AI to the absolutely explosive growth of using AI. And today, we're going to break down exactly what that means. For years, right? All the hype, all the money in AI was laser focused on one thing: training. You know, that super expensive, super complex process of creating these models in the first place? Well, that era, it's ending. The entire economic center of gravity is flipping, and it's flipping hard toward inference. The real action isn't in the lab anymore. It's out here, in the real world, every single time you ask an AI to do something. And look, the scale of this change is just staggering. The market for actually using AI, what we call inference, is projected to just explode, completely dwarfing the market for building it. This isn't some small shift. We're talking about a total economic realignment. So the big question is, why? Why is this all happening now? To really get our heads around this huge economic shift, we have to zoom way, way in. I mean, from the trillion-dollar market all the way down to the literal physics of a single silicon chip. The answer lies in a problem that's been haunting computer science for decades, and it's now become the central bottleneck for pretty much all of AI. It's called the memory wall. Okay, think of it like this. A powerful AI chip is like a brilliant librarian who can read incredibly, unbelievably fast. But the memory wall is like giving that librarian a massive library, but with only one tiny little door. It doesn't matter how fast they can read if they can't get the books fast enough, right? In AI, the books are the model's core knowledge, and just moving that knowledge from the shelf to the librarian is the real bottleneck. And this problem becomes crystal clear when you realize that anytime you ask an AI a question, it happens in two parts. First, there's prefill. This is where the AI just inhales your entire prompt all at once. That part's all about raw compute power. But then comes the second part, decode. That's where it generates the answer one piece at a time, what we call a token. And this is where the memory wall becomes an absolute showstopper. Now, this is where it gets truly wild. For a big AI model to generate just one single piece of its answer, one token, it has to shuttle over 140 gigabytes of data from its memory. Because of that constant data shuffle, even a beast of a chip like an NVIDIA H100 hits a hard physical speed limit. It simply cannot feed itself data fast enough to generate more than about 24 tokens per second. That's the wall. So as you can imagine, this physical limit has kicked off an all-out war. The entire tech industry is now designing brand new hardware and, maybe even more importantly, some seriously clever new software with one single mission: to smash right through that memory wall. On the hardware side, you've got companies attacking this from all different angles. You've got NVIDIA with its H200, which is all about making that library door bigger, more memory bandwidth. Then there's AMD's MI300X, which is focused on building a bigger library altogether, more capacity. And then you have the real radicals, like Grok, who are basically rebuilding the chip from scratch, putting the memory right on the processor to just get rid of the travel time and hit some insane speeds. But here's the thing: bigger, faster chips? That's only half the story. The most mind-blowing improvements, the ones that are truly changing the economics of AI, they're not coming from hardware at all. They're coming from some pure software magic. One of the biggest breakthroughs is a concept called paged attention, which was really popularized by this open source engine called VLLM. It basically brings a brilliant idea from your computer's operating system, called virtual memory, over to the world of AI. So instead of reserving these huge, wasteful chunks of memory up front, it just gives it out in small, efficient pages, only when it's needed. And why on earth does this matter? Well, because without it, AI systems were suffering from this massive problem called memory fragmentation. I mean, think about this. Up to 80% of that incredibly expensive GPU memory was just sitting there, completely wasted. And that severely limited how many people a single chip could help at once. Paged attention comes in and just wipes out that waste. The impact here is, well, it's hard to overstate. A change in software alone can improve a system's throughput, so the number of users it can handle, by up to 24 times. To get that kind of jump from hardware, you'd have to wait for years and multiple new generations of chips. This is an absolute game changer. Okay, so with these new software tools basically breaking down the memory wall, let's zoom back out. Let's see how this completely rewrites the economic rulebook for artificial intelligence. The game is changing right now. This new efficiency is creating two totally different types of AI. First, there's System 1. That's the fast, cheap, kind of intuitive AI we're all used to. But now, because inference is so much more efficient, we're seeing the rise of System 2 AI. This is an AI that you can actually tell to, pause, think, and reason through a really complex problem. It trades a little more compute time for way, way higher accuracy. And this leads to a really profound shift in how we think about AI. See, accuracy is no longer this fixed thing that's baked in during training. For the very first time, you can actually pay for an AI to be smarter on demand, just by giving it more time to think when you ask it a question. Intelligence itself is becoming a utility, something you can just dial up or down. This new thinking time is what enables something called AI agents, and these things act as a massive multiplier for inference demand. They work by going into these loops. So a single request from you can trigger this cascade of dozens of internal AI calls as the agent tries to do something, fails, reflects on its mistake, and then tries again. All of it happening in the background and all of it burning through inference. So what does all this mean for you? Whether you're a user, a builder, or maybe an investor in this space, what should you take away from this fundamental shift in the AI economy? How do you actually operate in this new inference era? All right, here is the playbook for this new inference era. First up, decouple intelligence from model size. Stop assuming bigger is always better. Use smaller, faster models for the easy stuff. Second, get cost controls in place from day one. Seriously. Those agentic loops can create a nearly unlimited financial liability if you're not careful. Third, design your apps for caching to slash costs and latency. And finally, and this might be the most important rule of all, own the router. Build a layer that chooses the right model for the right job so you are never, ever locked into a single AI provider. You see, the training war, that was just the prologue. The real action, the main event, is the inference war. And it leaves us with a really fascinating final thought to chew on. As intelligence becomes a resource we can dial up and pay for by the second, what new, previously unsolved problems finally become worth tackling?